You're live. Got some things to talk about. So we'll see if anybody jumps on. If anybody wants to see some really cool tools that I've been, well, actually I won't say they're cool tools just yet, but interesting tools. So I'm gonna be talking about those tonight. Let me adjust my camera because it needs to go down just a little bit more. Bear with me with the shaking. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna be talking about this gadget right here tonight because I've had this thing for a while, and guess what it is? It's called the Dipless brush. So, and I just got sent two more. I forgot to bring the box in. Two different styles of these. So I'm gonna talk about these. I'm gonna talk about this. I mean, now, this right here is the never-ending paintbrush. You don't have to dip no more. Is it for real? Here it is, the gadget. When I was sent this by somebody really cool in Canada who sent me this, and I'm still confused whether it's real or a hoax, but we'll get to the bottom of it. I do have some things to give away. So it is Cyber Monday, so I'm gonna give away some stuff here. I've had these things sitting on my desk for a long time. These people keep bugging me to give them away. And so ISO tunes, I got a pair, I used them and worked out with them, and they're kind of cool. They're not as good as my Beats, but hey, anything for free. If you want a pair of ISO tunes, I'm gonna be giving away a pair of those on the show. Also give away a $50 gift card to my store, so paintlifesupply.com. So stay tuned for that if you want to win a gift certificate to our store. But I got some really cool things to talk about, and I just did a video. I look really bright in the video. Do I look bright to you?
A little bit, yeah.
Let me turn down the lights, see if that will help, because now do I look a little bit better?
I'm just looking at your tummy.
So now I don't look so bright now,
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
better.
That's better. So a little light adjustment. I'm gonna talk about, check this out. So I found this in my drawer the other day, and can you guess what this is? Right there. My lovely wife, Lisa, she's right here to the side. She's here, she's not in view of the camera because she didn't want to be on camera.
So your computer
right
screens,
now.
you should put those on black because they're shining, they're reflecting.
That's, you know what, that's what it is. My computer, let me put my computer on sleep, and that's why it's so bright. There we go. So that just helped out. My computer was
that
shining.
just helped, and it was reflecting on that one.
Oh, there we go. So see how we figure these things out, troubleshoot these things. So kind of cool. Anyway, because I have two massive computer screens right here.
So I have a question
like that
for
back
you.
there, so-
Dia 39. Chris, be honest, is the power roller really worth it? And can you get different naps for it?
So I'll be honest about that. That's a good question. So the power roller is worth every penny that you will invest in it. And so Titans is called the inner fed roller. So I just did a video on that, the inner fed roller. And I think a lot of people have heard this story before, but I'm going to tell the story, once again, just because I want you guys to understand. This is no joke. The power roller, the inner fed roller, is worth every dime. I bought one myself. I bought it, and I had it in my van and I'm not, no joke. It was in the box, brand new, for about 2 years in my vehicle. And I could never get myself to use it because I just kept telling myself it's gonna take too long to set up and it's gonna take too long to clean up. It's not gonna be worth the time. So I never ended up using it. And to be honest, dead honest, I took that and I had another thing, a clean shot valve from Graco that I had in a package too. Never wanted to use it because I just thought it's gonna be too heavy, not worth the money. I took them both back to Sherwin-Williams and got my money back after 2 years. Never tried it. Down the road, about 2 years later, I received one of those devices, and it was the Graco model. So Graco and Titan have the same product. And I was going to make a video on it, and I was going to make a video. I was doing a garage. I was going to spray this garage, but I'm like, I'm going to do this video, a review of this this pressure roller. And there's the pressure roller is where the paint goes inside the roller, and it comes out of the roller through holes, and it's not sprayed on the roller. That's the power roller is the one that sprays. I think the pressure roller is the one that comes out the holes. Anyways, the one that sprays is not worth, I don't like it at all. So, but the one that goes in the roller, I started making this video, and I had full intentions of saying this thing is not gonna be worth the money. I had full intentions of saying, don't waste your time or money. And about 30 minutes into the video, I could not believe that I owned that thing and returned it and got my money back. And I started looking back at all the years as a painter and all the walls that I rolled of how much money that I actually lost by not having a pressure roller or an inter-fed roller. And is no joke. We're talking tens of thousands, maybe $100,000 that I'd lost, over the years of not having that type of roller. Now, it's not for every situation. If I'm gonna roll 2 rooms or more, I'm gonna set that thing up. Believe me, it sets up fast and it cleans fast, and it will make you tons of money. It's gonna make you lots of money. You're going to paint 4 to 5 times faster with the thing, and it cleans up just as fast as with an airless sprayer would clean up. And it comes with, you have to buy the rollers that come with it.
Because they asked about the rollers. Can you get different naps for it?
So they're perforated rollers, and they come in 3/8 and 3/4 sizes, I believe. And the only drawback to these things is the 2 companies, Titan and Graco, manufacture the naps. And I've talked to them both, and I say, why are these naps so crappy? And I'm just being honest, they are crappy. And they both have said, we are not in the nap manufacturing business. So I've actually contacted some companies, tried to convince them that we could sell lots of these things if we make high quality ones. There is a company that is working on trying to make a microfiber one in high quality, and they're possibly going to be able to do it. But here's the thing, you have to delint them first because they release lots of lint. So delint them first, pre-wet it, pre-clean it first, and then you're good to go. They're one use, throw them away, don't worry about cleaning them because they're not high quality. But if you're doing smooth walls, not a good idea. Any type of textured wall, Sun Valley texture, orange peel texture, knockdown, block wall. You saw me in the video doing a block wall with it, concrete, incredible. Buy one, you won't you won't regret it one bit. So that's my take on. I have the Titan interfed roller. We sell the Titan interfed roller, the whole kit that comes with it. Here's the thing, I did a garage. So the garage had 20-foot ceilings. I hooked multiple poles on it, and I rolled the whole thing without ever getting on a ladder. The ceilings, the walls, everything this garage using an interfed roller, and did the thing in about an hour. And it was a 30 by 30 garage with 20-foot ceilings. Absolutely incredible. So that's my spiel, completely dead honest. Titan didn't pay me to say that. It's just my 2 cents. Buy one. So
I think you should give away the earbuds.
Okay, so I'm gonna be giving away some stuff. We'll give away Lisa's sitting here standing by. She's watching who's chatting. You cannot win something unless you say something like smoke a bowl. Somebody says woot woot. Not for me, so no thanks. Anyways, here we'll give them away. Lisa will let me know. Would love the earbuds, Daniel says. Daniel Pern. So we'll give them to Daniel.
I don't even see them.
Daniel Penn. So Daniel, you just won the earbuds because you said you love them. So there you go. You have
How
it.
do we get them to him?
Daniel, so the way you, the only way you can get any of the prizes that we give away or gift cards, you have to go to our store. Down in the right-hand corner of the store is the little icon, Reamaze. It's our chat. That's how you can actually talk to us, the people that run the store. And yes, I answered the questions on Reamaze. So if you got questions, try to limit them to the store, but go to the store, say, Daniel, I'm Daniel Penn, we'll verify it, say what you want, and then we will get that to you because you got to give us your address so we can send it to you.
So some shout out for some Mafia members.
Hey,
Suzanne
Mafia.
Hudson's with us.
Hey, Suzanne Hudson.
Alan, Mark Woolham.
Alan, Mark Woolham. Hey, we met Mark. We just recently met him.
Did you tell them to go to the Facebook group because there's a discount just for them?
Just for Paint Life Mafia members on Mafia, there is a Mafia only 50% off discount, and it's only good till 11:30 tonight. So you got to get there. So I just did a video on what's in my tool bag, and after I did that video, a Paint Life Mafia member said he had a Dickies bag. And so I was like, yeah, you know, I recall Dickies having a painter's bag. And so I went and bought one and bought it off of Amazon. I believe, no, I think I bought it from Dickies. I went to Dickies website and bought it. And I got it. And I actually like the thing. It's actually pretty cool, except it's way too big. So
It's a lot bigger than the one you use.
it's way bigger than the one I use, and so you can see it's gigantic. And so I like the belt; it's padded. I like the quality; it's awesome quality. Unlike their pants, their painter's pants, which suck. But this is really good. So this kind of is a cool bag. It's got a zipper pouch right here, and it's all padded, so it's got.
Are you gonna use it, or are you gonna? Somebody said they want it. Are you gonna give it away, or what are you gonna do with it?
You know, I could. I was planning on using it. I bought it to use it.
You should use it. Maybe test it out, and then you could.
And then I can give it away.
Yeah. If you need to use it.
Or I can buy another one and give this one away. Maybe I'll do that. I'll just give it away. I mean, if somebody wants it, and then I'll buy another one, and then I'll test the other one. I think I would use it, you know, in certain circumstances and stuff. Maybe when I'm doing maybe decorative finishes and stuff. But this is going to be too bulky for me. It's going to like hit on things, bang on things. I don't know. It's like I like that you can have a lot of stuff in it, but this one main pocket has other pockets and stuff all in it. I just think it's a little too much. If they would have asked my opinion, I would have said cut the size down probably by a half, and it would be a perfect painter's bag. And it's white, which I think we should just be wearing white, you know, as a painter. It's kind of like the professional thing to do if you want to be a painter, look like a painter. So there you have the Dickies bag. I haven't tried it, so I don't have an opinion on the functionality of it. I just think right now it's pretty good. If you want a big bag to carry everything, like if I was doing finished carpentry and stuff like that, to have squares, framer squares, a tape and all that kind of stuff, tape measure, it would be good for that. So yeah, so I want to talk. So I'm going to talk about this. So this is the very first. A lot of people, when it comes to making YouTube videos and stuff, you know, people ask me, "Hey, what camera do you use?" And here's the new. And I made my first 350 videos on YouTube with this camera right here in my back pocket. So it's a Kodak PlaySport. It comes with software on it that I did all the editing with. So you don't have to have anything elaborate to be a YouTuber. And I remember I was invited to a YouTube event. YouTube invited me there, and I went there with a bunch of big YouTubers. One of them was Steve Ramsey, Frono's Photos was there, and we were doing this this roundtable thing, and I was in this group, and people were saying, hey, you know, what cameras do you use to make your videos? And everybody, I would say the majority of people had Canon T4Is back then. And I was really embarrassed when they asked me, well, what camera do you use? And everybody had these big cameras with these shotgun mics hanging around their neck and stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, these people are gonna think I'm an absolute joke. And I pulled this out of my pocket and I said, this is what I make my videos with. And I realized how far I needed to come, or go to create quality stuff. Now this works 1080p. Back in the day, this was 11 years ago. That's not bad quality, but the sound it just picks up everything. So my first 300 videos, people were always saying, your sound sucks, your sound sucks. Well, this is why. So out with the old, this is what I got a week ago. So check this bad boy out. So this is, when it turns on, there we go. So check this out. So now these are what we shoot videos with. This would be the Ronin, what is it now? It's the Ronin SC2. So this is my new toy. I'm trying to figure out how to learn, and that's just to shoot B-roll. So that's not like the main camera. So the person on the side that's shooting B-roll stuff, that's what I'm trying to teach her. Going to teach her how to do that. So
somebody said he was deterred from purchasing the PDF file on your website because the file name on the download you select says fence, not house. Please respond. I messaged your website already, no response.
That's interesting because I haven't seen that, so I'll go look at that. But it's the files include my bid packet is the interior, an interior bid packet, an exterior bid packet, and that's of the house, and then a fence packet. So when I bid fences, so it includes three things. It includes, the packet. It's about 17, 18 pages. When I do an interior bid, when I do an exterior bid, they look completely differently. And then when I do a fence, so there are three. So that's why it says fence. It's just fences, but interior, exterior means the interior house, exterior house. So yeah.
So Ange M says that she's a watercolorist, different kind of painter, and I wanted to start making YouTube videos. I'd love some help getting started. Chris, any pro tips for getting started?
The first thing that I will say is, if you're going to give it a shot, you got to give it a shot, and you got to be consistent. And so you're never going to make it anywhere on YouTube if you don't have some type of consistency, and that's so and you really need to put out videos once a week, and you're really going to have to give it a 2-year go at it. And if you're not willing to make it consistent and put out video content consistent for 2 years, you're not going to probably succeed unless you get that break where one video you do goes viral. And I had a friend that happened to, and boom, hit. It was one of those one-hit wonders. Boom, became huge, has millions of subscribers now. And so it's a long, steady race. I've been doing this for 12 years now, making videos for 12 years. Once again, I started with a Kodak Play Sport. Let me see if it'll turn on. I mean, so there it is, this tiny little thing. I used to set it on a rock. I would set it on books, have it balanced and stuff, and I would hit play, or I'd hit record, and I'd go off and do my videos. But it was in my back pocket the entire day when I was painting, and just at random. It took me at least 300 videos, I think, where I can start the video around people. I was so embarrassed and so shy to video around people, and I couldn't video around my wife. I think the very first person, one of my daughters, I finally got to a point after hundreds of videos asking them, hey, come out and hold this camera. And I just thought, man, these people are gonna think I'm an absolute idiot wanting to video myself, and I'm gonna be, they're just gonna think this guy's all into himself and blah, blah, blah. And so it's kind of weird. But then around 900 videos is when I really got comfortable videoing around people. And like if somebody, a customer walked around the house, I didn't have to just act like, whoa, what's going on here? Where do these cameras come from? I have no idea. It's not me. And so, yeah, it was difficult. I remember the first live show I did. I was beat red and I was like just absolutely terrified. And I got on live and people were like, oh my gosh, this guy's for real. And it was the weirdest thing. I'll never forget that first live show, but it was difficult to do. I still get like, kind of like I got all nervous and antsy before this show. I still do.
So Sophine's with us from Malaysia.
From where?
Malaysia.
Oh, Malaysia. That's awesome.
And Sean Carter, he gave a super chat for $4.99.
Thank you very much, Sean, for the super chat.
He said, thank you for all you do. Greatly appropriated. We'll definitely be buying more tools from you.
Thank you very much for supporting us. So the way I can make videos and make these available for free and teach free, I mean, my passion literally is to just teach people across the world what I do to make me a painter that I am, and the success that I have. I'm not the best painter, you know, in the city, the best painter in the state, the best painter in the world. I have, you know, things that I learned as a self-taught painter, never working for anybody ever, that became methods through trial and error that have worked for me, that have made me, you know, a fast and efficient painter, and became financially successful painting, and had a very successful company here in Boise. So now I just want to share, you know, those methods and stuff that I do and stuff. And so I have a passion for doing that. And it costs a lot of money to make videos. This little gadget right here was not cheap. So
Ron Thrall joined us.
Yeah. So if anybody's got any, you know, good advice on how to use this thing, I've got it all like set up, and you know, it's all leveled now, but it's pretty cool, man. But I mean, this is the stuff. So now
Francisco said, thanks for your videos.
That's kind of weird. It's like upside down. Huh. Interesting. It's upside down now. But so you can see that I haven't figured it out yet. Last night I was watching YouTube videos how to learn how to do it. So I'm gonna give away some gift certificates to our store, paintlifesupply.com. So stay tuned for that. Let's get back to, you know, this thing right here, and we'll talk about this.
Somebody else, if they missed you talking about that.
So here it is. So the guy, not the guy that invented it, but the guy that's promoting it. Hey, thank you very much, Grant Hicks, for the super chat. I think he has a question. Lisa will read it here.
He used a lot of tips and tricks from your videos and just got a Titan 440i to try to paint like you. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you very much for supporting us. Thank you very much for buying Titan. It's great. I think Titan would be thankful. So the guy that is promoting this product, that partnered with this guy that invented this, he showed up at our store, at our Paint Life Supply store. That's not open yet because we're still running into all kinds of difficulties getting a sign approved. But he came to the store. We've had some people from North Carolina show up, from Texas show up. But he came in and brought this device, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a very interesting concept. I'm like, I think these guys are literally onto something here. And so this thing, because I've seen ones where they spray, the spray thing is outside, and it sprays, and then you back brush because the brush is attached, you know, somewhere near the spray head. The spray head is actually inside this thing, and I just have it on the gun. Now you could have it on the gun, or you could put an extension on it so you're away from, say, a fence, and you can, the spray, the head, a tip, sprays through the center of this device, and so your spray comes out. So you're spraying and back brushing at the same time. So I've taken all it apart, and all it is this. This is a metal one, and so this one is for. I don't know what this one is for. They called it something. That box. I just brought that box in. Do you think you can grab that box? I think I set it in the kitchen that had the other ones. Set it on the countertop. This one has some. This is where I think they're really onto something, but the quality, we need to work on the quality. These filaments are not very good. I think this one is for like doing a deck, like you would spray a deck and back brush a deck, but I'd like to see the filaments a lot better quality. But this block, it's like a plastic, like CNC block or something. So that's pretty durable. This little gadget they've created, this thing goes inside here, your tip goes inside here, and that's what houses this. This drops down inside here, just like this, and then let me get it back together here, and it takes a little bit to set up and get it just right. Tip goes inside there, and once you tighten your gun down, it cinches your tip onto there. So I think this is interesting, and I'm talking about it now, and I wanted to come home and do a live show because I just received in the mail, they sent me 2 more of them, and I thought the one had better bristles on it, and interesting. So now I've screwed it all back together, but you can imagine if you had it, I was gonna try, because my next fence I was gonna do, I was just gonna have it just like this, and spray and back brush, just like that. Lisa, my lovely wife Lisa.
So this one says soft washing.
So that one is the soft washing one. So here I'll show you. So it came in this little plastic, the ones they sent today came in this plastic box. I'm not very organized. So here's dripless brush, a sticker, dripless brush, here's a business card. Here's this one, painting and staining. So this one is a wooden one, but there was an issue because I couldn't get their little gadget inside the brush. But I thought, okay, they've made some improvement. Now the filaments are a lot nicer on this one. It's wood, and so it's a little bit different. So I thought, okay, I like this one. I like the filaments better on this one. This wood, unfortunately, problems I ran into with them, they should, before they send me this stuff, they should be testing it before, because this won't go in there like it's supposed to, just like go in, but it's not. Maybe the wood swelled up or something, so it's not fitting in there.
What's the brand name?
So it's dripless, but so dripless brush. So I literally think these guys are on to something. You can see, maybe you can see right there how it sprays through that empty spot right here. I do think these guys are on to something. I think if you perfect the quality and the packaging, I don't think that is quality packaging, but this might, because I know I've tested, people bring it up all the time, I am Stain Man, so I've tested his stuff before, and similar, but it works in a different fashion. This is way faster to set up, and a simpler device to use, and so but it acts in the same way where you're spraying and back brushing at the same time with basically one tool. So yeah, I'm kind of I want to see, if these guys can, they're already selling them, so
Well, you just need to test them.
yeah, I can't tell you whether it's good or not. So if you buy one, that's on your dime, and not for my recommendation. So, but I think it's getting there. I think, like I told them, I think you guys are onto something, but it needs some perfecting. I gave them, I can't say it here, but I gave them some design recommendations and stuff like that that they needed to do before I would even recommend it and stuff. So I don't know if they're interested in that. So the next thing, would this actually work? Could you actually load this thing up, paint, listen, could you paint and just never have to dip your brush again? And one of the things, like, people send me stuff like this, like, all the time. I get crazy stuff sent to me all the time, and some cool stuff sent to me every now and then. And when people send me stuff and then they ask me my opinion, one of the very first things I, ask them is, what problem are you trying to solve with creating this device? So is there a problem in the painting world that you're trying to solve? And that's gonna, tell you whether people are gonna buy this thing or not. I mean, is it just an issue that you have or the painting world has?
So can I real fast?
Yes.
Somebody wanted to know how big is the trailer you have? Is it
So
6 by 10?
6 by 10. So I just did a video. Oh, the video is done. So my trailer video is done. It's coming out this weekend. What's in my trailer? Gone through almost every tool that's in it, how I set them up, how I hang them up, how it's organized. A 6 by 10 trailer.
So the rebuild #1 gave a $10 super chat.
Thank you very much. The
Time
rebuild
is valuable. Thank you for your knowledge, transfer, and wisdom. Love the Whiz Edge brush you demonstrated for cut-ins. Made me look like a real painter.
Yeah, so the Whiz, so there was a guy, our sales rep that just came to the store the other day, and he, whipped out this one Whiz brush and told me, this thing is, the next greatest thing to sand, I think, and it's not. But Whiz does have a brush, and they actually have a tool that are actually pretty cool. So Whiz made the Whiz Wedge, and then here's another video. I was gonna make this video with full intentions of showing all these brushes that are made to make you cut in better. I was gonna show you that they don't do anything, that they're just another paintbrush or not worth the money or a piece of junk. And the Whiz Wedge actually worked. So I was very surprised, and the quality of the brush, it's not, I wouldn't say it's a premier quality brush, like premier paintbrushes out of New York. I think their quality is top 2 best brushes made, quality wise. I mean, they are unbelievable. I think, the Whiz brush, the Whiz Wedge is a good quality brush, but the wedge itself actually works, and it actually helps you cut in. And I think it's a brush I would use not as an everyday brush, but if I really had cut-in lines that needed to be precise and straight, it's a good brush. I used it for doing a red stripe on a bike shop that I'm doing a video on. You'll see that, Bob's Bikes, that video is coming out. I used it there, and I used it to cut in a ceiling line where I was doing some decorative coatings. And I liked it. So I liked it, and we made it available in our store because it actually worked. So if you watch that video, you're going to see some that don't work, that are absolutely garbage, and some that actually did help a little bit, but not enough to say, hey, I would buy this because it's going to improve your cut-ins. So long story.
So Ron Thrall had a really good idea. He said you should encourage the inventors to partner with Deckboss.
That's actually a good point. You know what's interesting too, the Deckboss? So I don't know. I don't know all the details, but the Deckboss, I got this brush a long time ago. I thought it was absolutely incredible. We started using it, loved it, made it available in our store because we liked it so much, and started getting rave reviews about it from other people and stuff. And then all of a sudden, other people started copying it. And so now if you go on Amazon, there's a whole bunch of different people, manufacturers making that same brush. And I don't know if it's coming out of the same factory. I've got them, multiples, and there's a difference in quality. The Deck brush is, Deckboss is the best quality of all of them. There's no question. Theirs is the best. The Goliath is not as good as a Deckboss, but it's a lot cheaper. So a lot of people can't afford the Deckboss, so the Goliath is a more affordable option. And then there's other really cheap knockoffs too, and there's a lot of them. So there's got to be, maybe Deckboss doesn't have any patents on it or anything. I don't know, but everybody's copying them.
Keith Cooper said would love to test that. Picasso brushes by Proform claim the same thing. Can't find the Whiz Wedge here in Northern Florida. Where can he find the Whiz Wedge?
So we sell it on our store, paintlifesupply.com. We do sell the Whiz Wedge, and we do ship worldwide. So there's a few things, we don't ship sprayers worldwide, but we do ship everything else in our store worldwide. So if you want a Whiz wedge, you can get it from us.
Have you heard of Blaze?
I have. So to me, it's a mid-range brush. It's the ones that I have. It's just like it's a contractor throwaway type brush, 2-3 uses. I mean, it's nothing high quality. It's just an Alibaba thing. I can go to Alibaba and get them all day long, you know, with my name stamped on them and stuff. And I don't know, the ones that I got. So, you know, and I was sent to me to test and stuff. When you just pull it out of the package, the first test is, I mean, the sight and feel, does it feel like a high quality product? So, and getting back to the test, I told people, I mean, the first thing, does it solve a problem? And then the next question, I asked 2 questions. Does it solve a problem in the painting world? Because if it doesn't solve a problem, it's never going to sell. There's no point.
So does that work? Somebody wants to know.
I'll answer that in just a second. And then the next question is, are you a painter? So if you're not a painter, you don't have like everyday real world painting experience, and so you don't know what's going through the painter's mind and day in and day out. You don't know what we do day in and day out, and so you don't know what are problems that need to be solved in the painting world. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, you have limited experience, so that doesn't mean your invention is not going to work, because I got some do-it-yourselfers that have got created products that are in our store. But I want to know if you're a painter, and then that'll give me some insight on to, you know, where's there a real need, a real problem that this thing is resolving. So to me, I haven't run paint through it yet, so that's coming. So I still can't get over, like, here's the thing. I've never thought it was a problem dipping my brush and then doing my cut-in, where I've always thought rolling and dipping and rolling ceilings is just, it's a nightmare. And dragging your pan around the floor, dipping and rolling and dripping and stuff, I just always thought there's gotta be a better way. And so, in something faster, the interfed roller solves that problem and makes you a faster painter. I'm not sure how this, constantly loading this thing up, cleaning this thing, I don't know how you clean the inside of this thing and all that, but then I don't know where you get new ones of these heads, and this is the cheapest plastic that you can make a tool with. So it's not, let me see if I can get the head off. So there's the head. It injects your water or your paint right in there. And so it's going to always inject it just in the tip right here. So I see an issue with that, but I don't know. You know, this falls into the category of the Wee Pick. If you've never heard of the Wee Pick or you've seen the Wee Pick, it's the vibrating paintbrush. I'm not sure whether the Wee Pick is really for real. And it's not just a joke that somebody with some money decided to create and put it out there for sale. You can only get it in Australia, and I've tried. I gave the one I did a review away, and I wish I had never gave it away, but there's a guy out there that follows us, and he's always commenting about it, even to this day, years and years after I gave it to him. But I'm, for the life of me, I don't think that the Wee Pick was created as a real tool. I think it was created as a joke, and I'm kind of wondering if this was created as a real tool or if it was like created as a joke. And I don't know if you, I mean, I guess you could put your brush down inside there, but I don't, man, just like having this thing all like going around me, this, I feel like I'm in the hospital with, you know, set up with an IV. I've had so many surgeries in my life. I think I'd start having flashbacks of my one bad back surgery I've had. I've had 3 back surgeries, but so I don't know. You strap it, this thing, you strap this to your arm. So it's like this thing strapped to your arm, so it keeps it, you know, like there. It's, I don't know. If you're into like Oh, it's called if you guys want to look it up, I don't know if you can see it, it's called the Pushy. So Pushy. So that's starting to tell me it's a, kind of a joke, but I don't know. So it's got, you can thread it, look, you can thread it onto an extension pole. So if it's on an extension pole, if you thread it on an extension pole, how do you squeeze the trigger? So what's the point of putting it on an extension pole? I guess you can put it on an extension pole and dip it in your thing and then paint. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm not gonna say, look, I'm not gonna, like the Wee Pick, I made the mistake of saying this thing's a joke and never testing it. I'm not gonna say this thing's a joke because I haven't tested it yet. So it could end up being like the interfed roller, and I could just say, you know what? In the last 22 years, I lost $250,000 because I didn't have this thing. But once again, I think, maybe they're on to something, but you know what? You got a long ways to go when it comes to making that into a quality product that a professional would buy and not a do-it-yourselfer. But you know what? If you put that thing in Home Depot, they'd probably sell millions of them. I'm sure they will if they put them in there. So we can give away a gift certificate. Have you seen anybody? We'll give away a $25 gift certificate. Chris, put some milk in it and paint the plant stand. That's a good idea.
Milk.
Put milk. You can put milk paint in it. Maybe he's talking about milk paint in it. You know what? I'm gonna set that thing up tomorrow, and I'm gonna do it. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna post it on Instagram. So go check it out on Instagram. You're gonna see it. I'm gonna maybe I'll even do it live on Facebook and Instagram, giving it a real world test.
So F Viscar says, "What's the name of your store?"
So the store is Paint Life Supply, CO. So CO, like company, Paint Life Supply Company, but it's Paint Life Supply CO. And if you go to paintlifesupply.com, that's where we sell, all of our tools. I now made, I ended up a 25-foot exit flex whip hose. So I decided, because the 3s and 5s, I liked them so much, the exit flex, I'm like, why don't I just have one that's 25 feet? So there you have it. And what was interesting about the whip hoses and the 25-foot whip hose, I had a rep, in my store the other day, and he started talking about, hoses and stuff, and so the hoses, I actually have these things custom made to my specifications. My wife's cousin makes them for me. He manufactures hoses. He's a hose manufacturer in California, so I have the luxury of being able to have these things spec'd out and everything and made by him. It's awesome. So I had, where was I going with that?
Your hoses you're talking about.
I was talking about the hoses, and and the guy was in the rep was telling me, he's like, that's on your Airless Sprayers, you can't run 25-foot hoses on your Airless Sprayers. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. He said, that's why hoses come in 50-foot lengths. And I'm like, well, that's weird because I've been doing it for years. And so my point to him is like the Exit Flex whip. We've been running this diameter whip on our guns and stuff, and all of our Airless Sprayers for probably 12 to 15 years. And specs say that the paint should even go through that diameter hole, but it does. And so my point to him was, he's like, you shouldn't be able to run, because he said it doesn't give the sprayer a reservoir. But here's my thing, and this is what I said to him. I said, if you grab a can of duration, read the back of the can of duration, and it says the specs of a tip size, the recommended tip size, I think it's somewhere like 517 to 621 or something like that. And so people are saying, well, how in the world could you possibly run a 310 tip through there when the back of the can says you cannot? And I've been running 310 tips with super paint A100, Duracraft, and all kinds of other paints for over 20 years, and it sprays just fine. You have to realize that what is written on the back of a paint can and what is written on things like these labels are written by lawyers. And on a paint can, the chemist who created the paint, chemists and lawyers write that stuff, and they write that stuff to protect themselves and protect them liability wise. So that was where me being a painter, a self-taught painter, I was able to not have a journeyman painter say, this is the way you do it and you have to do it this way. I was just like, I didn't read the paint can. I just said, well, I need to spray a fine finish. I'm going to take this paint and run it through a 310. And it ran and it paints just fine and it does just fine. And there's never been issues with it. So that doesn't mean you need to break all the rules. I mean, you need to just, understand where the rules came from, who they're written for, and stuff like that, and be willing to think outside the box and to try new things. If it doesn't work, then don't do it. If you're going to try to run block filler through this thing, it's probably not going to go because it's too thick. Go ahead.
So Sean Kadar, he did a super chat of $4.99.
Thank you very much, Sean.
He said, "Is there a recommended handheld airless sprayer that good for interior trim work that doesn't have a large amount of overspray?"
So a handheld sprayer, so you're really limited because there really is only one on the market that's actually good quality. And a handheld, we're talking literally a handheld sprayer. We're not talking small pumps that you can move around. A handheld, Graco makes the only real quality handheld sprayer. But I have to say, the pump itself is because I replaced them and I've had them go bad and they don't last long. And look, man, a pump this big is not meant to spray 20 gallons of paint. It's not meant to really spray 10 gallons of paint. It's meant for small projects. So if you forgot a windowsill, instead of loading up your 440 or 1140 or something big with a long hose, you just put it in a handheld, reshoot that windowsill, or if you forgot a door, or if you're spraying a small piece of furniture. That's what those things are designed for. A small project, they hold 1 quart. If you're gonna have to load that thing up more than 3 times, you should not be using a handheld sprayer. I would say if you're gonna load it up more than twice, you need to be just loading up a regular sprayer. They're limited. They don't put out the pressure, so you have to use low pressure tips so you don't get a fine finish. They're more eggshelly with Graco's their fine finish LP tips. I think they ruined their tips by going low pressure because you can't get as good of atomization with the low pressures as you could with their old style tips. You can get finer finishes and stuff, but they wanted their tips to be able to be used across the board, and since they had a Graco handheld, they were selling them like crazy everywhere. The tips can be used in the handheld and all the other sprayers, so they could be used across the board, more universal. So you had to sacrifice finish with it. So I think Titan ended up making a better quality fine finish tip now.
So Pressure Washer by Sterling Wash gave 99 cents, so thank you.
Cool, thank you very much.
And Joel Garcia said, the metal plate that covers the edge or trim you don't want to paint in the house, the drip edge?
The drip edge.
Yeah, he wanted to know what that is.
It's the drip edge. So that's what happens is like the water running off the roof. If it comes the roof and it'll hit that drip edge, and the drip edge is up against your fascia. It has a little lip, and it causes the water to fall away from your fascia. You're really and not run down your fascia, which is not good. But really, your roofing should run beyond the drip edge slightly, so it doesn't even hit the drip edge. But the drip edge actually goes up underneath the roofing, and it should be underneath your felt paper also, and it's just part of keeping water from going up underneath your house. And then you should, where we are, you should have ice and water shield on top of that. But it's getting a little complicated. We do actually paint drip edge, and so I paint it all the time, just like the gutters. We paint the gutters that have a powder coated finish on them too, and gutters really should be primed. I've never had a problem with painting, you know, the drip metal and not priming it and using the paints we use with it sticking on it, because there's times when the drip metal will look better painted. Like if you had black fascia, a black roof, and your drip metal was white, that would, because the fascia was white at one time, we would not want white drip metal, so we're going to paint it, and we would probably try to spray it with a 310 tip.
So that was a lot of answer. Good job. Callie Popejoy says, I have a ladder invention. I need you to partner with me. So how they get a hold of you?
Message us on our store. Go to my store. It's paintlifesupply.com. Down in the right hand corner, there's going to be the little reamaze icon, and that's where me, my wife, beautiful wife Lisa, and my amazing daughter McKenna, who runs our online store and retail store, we answer your questions. So jump on there, tell us what you're thinking, what you got, and we'll get your address. And you have to send it to me, and some people want me to sign an NDA and would sign an NDA if that's not most people just send me the stuff and I'll give you my opinion, evaluation, and you know, and then we'll look at, to me, I started this thing, I don't have the shirt on, for painters by painters. And so if you've actually created something good, I truly want to help support you. And if you really want to make other painters better, faster, more efficient, and improve this trade, I'm going to help you out. And then the benefit is you'll probably make some side money if you sell the product, and maybe you'll make it big someday. And we want to help, you know, make you a part of that. And we want to support you in your endeavors and your products. If you make something good, and I like it, we're gonna support you. We'll make a video on it and tell people, we'll put it in our store, we'll share it, and let people know it's a great product, and it becomes part of the For Painters by Painters family of tools.
So Jose Soto said, have you ever used Cool Wall paint system in Idaho? It's very popular in California, mainly LA and San Diego.
I haven't had the opportunity to use it, so.
What is it? Have you ever heard of it? Cool Wall.
I've heard of it, but I don't have any experience with it. So
tell us what you think about it.
Tell us what you think.
We should try it.
Here's one of those things that's a For Painters by Painters tools. So this guy is a painter in Florida, and he invented this tool. And Steve is an amazing guy, really cool dude, and we help support him and promote his product because it is one of my top 5 favorite tools, you know, that I use. So yeah.
So JP said, do flat tips create less overspray than reverse tips?
So that's you know, flat tips were what was the only thing available for, you know, a long time, and then reverse switch tips came out and stuff, and you know, I don't have enough time comparing them myself to give, you know, a really good, accurate, honest opinion. I know there are guys that have used them for a lot of years that say that they do create less overspray, but they're a lot more difficult to use and deal with than the new tips that they have now, reverse tips that are easier to clean, clogs and stuff like that than a flat tip. So
that Cool Wall paint system, he said that it is that it's a high quality paint, mainly lasts around 50 to 100 years. Would definitely recommend it.
Well, that's interesting. 50 to 100 years inside or outside? Is it in? Did you say?
It's a time of lifetime paint. Yeah.
Well, now I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go look that up tomorrow and stuff. I don't think we've given away a gift certificate yet, have we?
No.
We'll give one away so far. We got people waiting.
Okay. We need to ask a question. How are we gonna give it away?
How
do a number?
You got to give it away.
Let's just do random. They have to pick a number.
Pick a number.
Between 1 and 100.
Between. Are you writing it down?
It's in my brain. I have it.
Here, I'll write it. You better start scrolling.
Okay, let me see. Okay, I see that.
So Lisa sees it. Numbers,
Okay.
oh my gosh, numbers are flying.
Okay, so what is it?
What's the number?
Yeah, what are we giving away?
We're giving away a $50 gift certificate to the store. I'm gonna show you guys this thing. So this was sent to me. This is actually a pretty cool tool.
There's
So,
people that are close.
and we're gonna give a Fantix away. So check this out. So there's things that you get that are really corny, things that are really weird, things that are, good, some things that are cool. I thought this thing was pretty cool. So here it is. It comes in this little box, and the box isn't like super high quality, but it's a little box.
Oh, my phone just died.
Well, that's good. Plug it in. You have to go get that cord out there. Hurry. So am I over an hour? So it's a drill. So check this drill out. So packaging as well. They put it in here. And so I'll tell you why I like this thing as a painter. And I'm gonna pull it out because we're gonna give this thing away. You're gonna have to tell me why you want this thing.
We gotta find the gift certificate person.
So it's a little drill, and it comes with drill bits, parts and pieces, and it charges right here with a little USB cable. So this thing actually, as a painter, this style drill is really cool for taking off switch plates. So I absolutely love it for taking off switch plates. And I think it's something new that they're like, it's out on, I don't know, one of those crowdfunding things or something like that. I don't know. It's, I can't remember all the details. I'm trying to figure out how it's, that the bits snap back in there. But hey, you just stick in your flathead bit, for taking off switch plates. It's got a light, and it's actually pretty decent quality. And it's got different speeds. You can speed it up, speed it down right there. So kind of cool. So this thing is actually a pretty cool little tool. And so something that, a painter, if you're, I don't know where you buy them. I don't know. It was just sent to me in the mail. Like 3 of them were sent to me.
Where'd
So
the feed go?
what was that? The feed's going crazy. Let me see if I can go
Okay.
find.
Oh, now I'm here.
Are you there?
Okay, I'm going back. I'm looking now.
Okay, Lisa's looking. Whoa, there was somebody within 3 numbers right there.
Remember, between 1 and 100.
You should have gave them less. If you don't see the number, then
I see it.
Oh, you found one? Somebody hit it?
Daniel Overturf.
Daniel Overturf. You won a $50 gift card.
How does Daniel Overturf get it?
Go to our store, paintlifesupply.com. Go down to the Reamaze chat button down there where you ask for help in our store. Get on there, let us know your name, and Lisa should be writing it down. She's not. The last one was Pen.
Daniel
Overturf.
Over something.
The other one was Pen. So, Daniel, you've won yourself a gift certificate. This drill, I'm going to give it away. So if anybody wants, let us know in the comment section. And I'm going to pick somebody to give this to tomorrow.
Oh, you're going to give it away tomorrow?
We can give it away tonight. Let us know what you want.
Let's do one last giveaway and then we got to get going.
Have I been on this thing for an hour?
Yeah.
But was there anything else I was going to talk about? I've been answering questions. We showed my, if you haven't seen, the very original camera when I was, I got the original one, and then what happened was I got to a point where, these little things back in the day, they didn't hold very much information, and the batteries would go dead, so I had to have more than one. And if you're going to have more than one, you might as well have 3. And I actually have 4. So I'd have, multiples. So when batteries went dead and stuff like that. But the original right here, I'm actually going to frame this thing and put it in our store. So here's a keychain. If anybody wants a key, we'll give the keychain along with the drill.
So it's Ange M.
Ange M. Who's that?
Ange M. I don't know. I think it's probably,
Who you not? Why did you bring up that name?
that's who I picked as a winner.
So Ange M, you just won the Fantix
But
drill.
how is she gonna get it?
You got to go to the Reamaze or go to Paint Live Supply. Go down in the corner, down the bottom right corner. Say your name, and then we'll ask you for the information to ship this to you, and you get the wooden. It's a laser etched keychain going with you. I was gonna like give it away later, but you just won that drill, and it's actually a really cool drill. So that's gonna be sent to you, and we're wrapping things up. I showed some cool things. These tools, you can actually buy them. If you've actually used this thing, because they are selling them now, let me know what you think, because I haven't used it yet. If you've bought this thing, because you actually can go buy it. I did the research. I found it out there. You can buy this thing. If you've used it, let us know what you think. We always want to know your guys' opinions. Is there a last question I can answer?
One last question that you could answer.
One last.
Okay.
Oh, here's something on my desk that, so let me grab this right here. Oh, that was my coffee I was going to use to drink. So the sand reach, something that we just recently added to our store. You hook a sander to it, and now you can use your sander with an extension pole. And at first I thought this was one of those things, I was like, oh, come on, really? And I hooked my sander up to it, and it actually worked. And I was I'm pleasantly surprised, and you don't have to bend over and sand. And so I was like, that's actually a cool device. It's very well made, and I think the packaging is very well done, and it's made by a painter, for painters, by painters once again.
So you wanted one last question? So Runraiser has asked, do you do your bids by the hour or square foot?
So square foot. So we'll talk exteriors. So
But how about, so why not the hour?
You can't, like, eventually what you do is, like, I would calculate up how many hours it would take me to do the job, how many gallons it would take, how much gas money. You put all these actually numbers together, to really know your numbers very well. And eventually you do enough jobs and you take all those numbers, and then you take the square feet of the house and you divide it by the square feet of the house, and it gives you a square foot price. And it all really averages itself out over time. And on an exterior, it really averages out, like 2 years ago, at $1.60 a square foot to do an exterior. So somebody would call up and say, I got a 3,500 square foot home. We're gonna look on it on Google Earth. We're gonna get on Zillow, get some specs on it, make sure the square footage is what they said it was, look at the age of the home, and then we're gonna give them we're not gonna give them a square foot price. We're gonna give them a bid that is based on the square foot price that we have, in our office, at the going rate at that time. So $1.65 a square foot times 3,500 square feet is what the cost it is to estimate your home. And this comes, just goes back to how my methodology and how I wanted to do things as a business. I always wanted to simplify things. I wanted to have only one size paper. I didn't want to have to be fumbling, trying to find 12-inch paper, trying to find 6-inch paper, because I did that, trying to find 4-inch paper. I narrowed it down to 9-inch paper, that was it. You don't have to think about it. You walk in, you grab the paper. I narrowed it down to 2 rolls of tape, 1 inch and 1.5 inches. I wanted to make the bidding process the same. I wanted to simplify the bidding process instead of measuring all the walls in here, spending all this time doing all this calculating. I wanted to just walk in and say, what's the square feet of the room, or what's the square feet of the house? And once you've done it long enough, there are some human factors that come into play. So, it's not a hard set number, $1.65 every single time. There's things that change that, supply and demand, how booked you are out. Well, this house is, 40 years old and it's going to take a little bit more prep work. Or this house is single story and 2 years old, and so it could be a little bit less. Where it's 4-story and the back of it is not reachable except from a lift. So you do have to add certain things like that in. So add and subtract and using the human elements of bidding, and that's just time and experience. But I really simplified the process of exterior bidding down, and it worked for us using paperless estimates. So we would do it on Google Earth, using Zillow and Realtor.com, getting some information from the customer, and then emailing a bid. And we had a highly successful win rate, but a lot of that was based off of our amazing bid packet that we sent to customers. 20 pages for a 1-page bedroom, and that's actually available on our store now that we've made available.
So real fast, we've had Alan Rashecki and Ron Thrall on tonight, so shout out to the Mafia members that were with us. They've been answering questions on the feed. And so that's
a big shout out to Alan and Ron. So these guys are day in and day out. They are moderators for me on Paint Life Mafia and Paint Life members. And these guys do an incredible job at helping me answer questions and helping Paint Life members be a safe place for you to ask questions, so or share information. And we want Paint Life members is a private group on Facebook. If you want to join, you have to answer some questions, and Ron and Alan are two of the guys that will let you in if you answer the questions. But there's no cussing, there's no disrespect allowed. It's just good quality people asking questions, sharing what they've done, patting each other on the back, and just encouraging each other. And it's what Paint Life is all about. If you want to be part of that, come ask to join, and we'd love to have you. So I just got to thank those guys for their day in, day out work, way more than I could possibly do, to make it a safe place. So.
Elite Construction wanted to know if you hire subcontractors, and I'll say no.
Yeah, I've tried it in the past, and it was never a model that was ever successful for me. There are guys that I know that have success doing it, but it was no way for me. Absolutely not. So, do you have anything else to give away? Or we
say thank you and good night.
Hey, thank you guys for showing up. This was a last-minute thing. I just told my wife, you know what? I got some things to talk about on a live show, so I'm gonna go do a live show. And she's like, "You're crazy," and so I'm like, "I know." So I gotta go work out. So I head out to the gym, get my workout done, and you guys be safe, be strong, be stronger, paint longer, Paint Life Fitness. So we figure out how to shut this thing down. I don't do this thing very often. Stay tuned tomorrow, live on Instagram, the big test to see whether it works or not. We are going to shut her down.